Thank you for joining us in this demonstration of the positive pay system. In this video, we will discuss how exceptions from your transactions are created, how you can make pay return decisions on those exceptions, how to submit new issued check files, and a brief review of the reporting capabilities. To begin, let's look at the quick exception processing screen. Every night, the positive pay system will be comparing your paid items from the day before with your issued checks or ACH rules to determine if there are items that are unexpected. Any checks that do not match your submitted issued check files or provided issued checks, or any ACH items that do not match the rules that have been set against your account will create an exception. You will be notified of these exceptions by email on a nightly basis. If you receive an email that you have exceptions for the current day, you will have until a certain time set in your system to determine when you have to enter the system and make your pay return decisions. If your decisions are not worked by a certain time, then a default decision will be given to your items. You should have most of the morning, but please check your settings to see when your cutoff time is. In order to get into the system, you have already logged in online banking and clicked on the positive pay link. By clicking on quick exception processing, you now see the exceptions that are in the system for the previous business day's transactions. These are items that have already posted to your account, but they're within a return window that you can make a final pay return decision on these unexpected items. So if there is a fraudulent transaction, you can report it now and mark it as returned, so it can be returned against your account. On the quick exception processing screen, at the very top, you have the ability to sort by ID or account. You can see how many exceptions are in the system so far and how many you have made a decision on. And if you make a decision and want to change your mind, you can uncheck hide exceptions already decisioned. Up until cutoff time, you can come back in and change your pay return decision. After your cutoff time, you will no longer be able to make any adjustments to the pay return decisions. On the bottom half of the screen, you can sort by any of the fields by clicking on the header. By clicking on the header, it will sort alphabetically. On the items, for any items that are checks, you have the ability to click on View Image. When you click on View Image, you'll be able to not only see the check image, but you'll also be able to extract that check image into a PDF format if needed. For each item, you can determine, is that item an item you would like to pay or return? If you mark as pay, then that item will continue to stay paid. That item has already hit your account and that item will stay paid. If you have an item that you want to return, you can check the check mark next to return, and then you are required to select a reason for that return. If you select a reason for the return, then that reason will be sent to your institution with your decision. It is required to select a reason from the drop-down list for every item marked as return. For every item that is an exception item, you will need to mark pay or return. After marking all of the items as pay as return and making sure every item marked as return has a reason, then you can press update. When you press update, it's going to save your items that you have marked a pay return decision, and those items will disappear from your screen. When those items disappear from your screen, it will also mark them as processed. And by being marked as processed, it means you're done with those items for that day. After you have worked your pay return decisions and unprocessed exceptions are 0, then At that time, you can leave the system, or at any time you can come back in the system and work any of the other functions. You can leave the system by either pressing the X on the tab or going to the menu and selecting log out. At the top, I also have the ability to go back to my home screen. I have the ability to go to a help screen, and I also have the ability to see my email notifications from inside the system as well. If I am ready to submit an issue check file, or in other words, if you have an extract of issue check information from, for example, your accounting system, you can go to the Submit Issue Check File screen. I can click on Choose File to browse out and find the issue check file that I want to upload. I can select what account I'm uploading for and what file processing type or what format my file is in. When I press Process File, it will upload the issue check file that I have selected, and at the bottom it will give me a summary of my upload, including how many checks and the dollar amount. If at any time there's any issues or questions, it may pop up an error that has additional information. That information is also saved in the issue check file processing log. The issue check file processing log has a list of all of the uploads that have been done in your system. And not only can you see the uploads that have been done in your system, if you click on any item with an error, it will give any additional information or errors that may have occurred. If you need to enter just one or two checks, you have the ability to go to Add New Issue Check. Under Add New Issue Check, you can choose your account, type in your check number, put in your amount, default the issue date, and type in a payee. If you choose, you can auto increment check number, which means it'll automatically flip to the next check number and leave your same issue date and client and account, which means you're only typing in the amount and payee for each additional check. There are reports available in the Positive Pay system as well. I'm going to demonstrate the exception items report. The exception items report can be printed for one or more accounts, and you can print it for one or more dates. When I run my report with the parameters I've selected, I will see my transactions that fit the criteria. I once again can sort by any of the fields by clicking on the header, and I have the ability to extract my report into either Excel or PDF at any time. If I'd like to filter my report, I can filter using the search button to filter just the items that I want to see. Thank you for joining us. Have a great day.